Welcome to Top Table Gaming. This is a Warcry Battle Report.
Hello and welcome back to Top Table Gaming. We're bringing you another Warcry Battle Report. I'm Top Table Jay.
And I'm Top Table Ben.
And we can't wait to throw some dice on this one, right?
No, absolutely not.
This is our second battle report. We've just filmed another one with Steve and we can't wait. We're loving this game right now.
Absolutely loving it.
It's great
I had a
fun.
demo game and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Couldn't wait to get more games in. So,
and of course we're going to share it with the people on the YouTube, right?
We are.
So we are going to play another game of the starter set Iron Golems versus the starter set Untamed Beasts. Who are you taking today?
I'm going to be playing the Iron Golems.
Nice.
So so switch it up a little bit
Cool.
for you.
And it's going to be the first time I try the Untamed Beasts as well. As you may see in the battle report, they didn't go so well for me, so we're going to see what the other side looks like
Let's see
now.
how we get on.
But we are having great fun trying this game, learning some of the nuances of it, and we can't wait to get stuck in. So without further ado, should we
Let's
get in?
do it.
Okay, so here are the battle plans we've got today. Again, we've just set up a very pretty board that will make it a little bit easier for us to film, although we will be bringing in the terrain cards soon. But we are playing battle lines, so again, everything is starting on the board turn one, and the scenario is cut off the head. Player wins the battle as soon as the enemy's leader is taken down. After the fourth battle round and every round afterwards, any models that end the turn within 4 of the edge are automatically taken down. So if this game drags on, it's going to encourage us to get stuck into the middle of it. And the twist is quite fitting, which is grudge match, which means the strength characteristic of any actions of 3 inches and under goes up by 1. So in this game, we're going to be hunting down each other's leaders, and we're going to come back once we've deployed, roll for initiative, and get stuck in. Okay, so deployment is done, and over on this side, we've got my Heart Eater, my First Fang, and one of my Plains Runners, my boss, ready to get straight into the action, staring down the Dominar as it happens. Then at the back here, we've got the Rock Tusk Prowler, we've got the Beast Speaker, and one of the other Plains Runners, and then on this side, we've got the 2 Prey Takers and the last of the Plains Runners, and that's my deployment. What about you, Ben?
So as Jay said, I've got my my Dominar over here. He's got the Ogre Breacher and the Armator with him to give him a bit of backup. Over on this corner, I have got the Drill Master and I have got the Signifier. And then over back here, I've got a couple of Iron Legionaries and I've got an Iron Legionary with twin hammers.
Cool. Alright, so that is deployment. We're ready to get at it. Let's roll our initiative dice and go for turn 1.
Okay, so I'm going to roll my initiative dice first. So I've got a double, a triple, and 1.
Okay, let's see what the Untamed Beast can get. We have got 2 doubles and 2, which means at this point we take initiative. Okay, so I'm going to add my wild dice that I gained this turn into my double 6 to make it a triple 6.
Yep. And I'm going to add my wild dice to my 3 to make that another double.
Nice. So the Untamed Beasts are going to get initiative. We'll come back with the first activation. Okay, so we're going to start the game with one of my Plains Runners, and my first activation is going to be to move. Okay, and then my second activation is going to be to move up onto the top level also. And with that, my Plains Runner is done. Over to the Iron Golems.
Okay, so for my first activation, my Drill Master over here is going to start moving across the board. And for my second activation, the Drill Master is going to move another 5 inches up. And with that, my Drill Master's move is over.
Okay, back with the Untamed Beast, I'm going to activate my next Plains Runner right here, and my first activation is going to be a move. With that one done, my second activation will also be a move, and that is the Plains Runner done.
Okay, so next up I'm going to use my Iron Legionary. He is going to take his first activation, he's going to be moving up, and with his second activation he is going to be moving up again. And with that he is activated.
Okay, I'm going to activate the first of my Prey Takers, and we're going to start with a move. And after the first move, we're going to move again. And that is the Prey Taker done.
Okay, so my Iron Legionary with the 2 hammers is going to be activated next. So first move, I'm going to move him up. And for my second activation, I am going to be moving him up again. And with that, he is done for this turn.
Okay, I'm going to go with my second Prey Taker, and we're going to move. And then second activation, we're going to move again. Slightly out of shot there, but he's pushing up with his Prey Taker friend, and they're going to try maybe some flanking manoeuvres. Back to the Iron Golems.
Okay, so my Signifier is going to be up next. So first up, he is going to move. And that brings him to within 6 inches of this little dude up here. So I am going to choose to spend 2 of my dice and throw bowlers.
Do it.
So rolling 2 dice for each roll of a 4 or 5. I'll get 1 damage point against that fighter.
Let's do it.
Nothing.
So they
So
miss.
it's a bit of a waste, but there we go. Never mind. And with that, I am going to end his activation.
Okay, so I'm going to go with my Rock Tusk Prowler, and I'm going to take the wait action, which means I end my activation now, but I can reactivate that model for its second action later. We'll pop the token there.
Cool, so this Iron Legionary is going to be activated next. He is just going to be moving up with the signifier up here. So he's going to take his first action, and with his second action he's just going to move a little bit closer. And with that, his activation is ended.
Okay, we're going to go back to the Rock Tusk Prowler, which will remove the wait token, and it's going to take its single action to move up 8 to there, and we'll pop an activated token on. He's done.
Okay, so I'm going to activate my Ogre next, and he's going to move up. And from there, he is in range to throw bolus, so I'm going to use 2 of my dice there.
Do it.
So looking for 4 ups here. And get 1.
That's 1 damage.
That's 1 damage to your leader. For second action, he is just going to take a move again. And with that, he is activated.
So I'm going to activate my Plains Runner, and my Plains Runner is going to double move straight into base contact with the Ogre Breacher, trying to tie him up for next turn. And he is done.
Okay, next up, I'm going to be moving my Armator, who is here. For his first activation, he's going to be moving up. And for his second activation, he's going to be moving just a little bit closer, but he will be obscured by these ruins. And with that done, that is him finished.
Okay, so I'm going to activate the Beast Speaker, and again, I'm going to utilise a double move just to get forward, and I am going to spend a double for Rush to give me a total of 12-inch movement, so I'll do the first 6 now. So that's the first action, and then another move. And with that, Beast Speaker is done.
Right, so last but not least, I've got my Dominar, who is my leader, who is back here. I am just going to move him up for his first activation, and I am going to forego my second activation. I'm going to just leave him there.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the First Fang, and his first activation is going to be to move. Okay, so the First Fang has moved into position, and now he's going to trigger one of my triple Untamed Beast abilities, which is Harpoon Snag. This fighter makes a bonus attack action. After that attack action, the targeted fighter, by that attack action, makes a bonus move directly towards this model as if it were jumping. A number of each is equal to the number on the ability, which is 6. So he's going to pull the Dominar in, but I do get to make a Harpoon attack before that happens. So I've got 2 dice with a strength of 4. What's your toughness?
He is toughness 4.
So needing 4s, and he misses, but it doesn't say it has to hit. So off the back of that, the Dominar is going to get pulled in 6 inches, which we'll do now. Okay, with that, the First Fang will now use his second action to make an attack. So I have got 3 dice at strength 4, swinging on toughness 4, is that correct?
Yep.
So I'm going to need 4s to hit the Dominar. 6 is a crit, so we get 2 hits there, which is only 2 damage.
It's not too bad. I'll take that.
And with that, the First Fang is done. I believe you're out of activations.
Out of activations.
So we'll come back with my Heart Taker. Okay, we're going to go boss on boss. Whoever comes out of this is going to immediately take the scenario, it seems. And I'm going to spend my first action to move in. And then now we're in combat, we're going to spend my second action to make an attack. Let's see, boss man. What do you do? 4 dice. Okay, so I've got 4 dice at strength 4 against toughness 4, so it's 4s. Let's see what he can do. Oh, he gets a crit and a hit, which is going to be 7 damage onto the Dominar. Woo! And with that mighty swing, that is the Heart Taker done. Okay guys, that's the end of turn 1. We'll spin the camera out, have a quick chat, and then get stuck straight into turn 2. Okay, that's turn 1 in the bag, and we thought we'd come back and catch up. How do you think turn 1's gone? There's been a lot of moving.
There's been a lot of moving. I was kind of trying to keep my my leader a little bit more protected.
You definitely fought. You definitely moved over to fortify, which could leave my Frostfangs and Plains Runner here a little bit redundant from this game, which is clever. I like it.
That was my thoughts, but obviously your Harpoon managing to drag him in has kind of scuppered my plans a little bit, so I'm going to have to think on my feet a little bit.
Definitely.
Too.
It's super interesting. Obviously, we're still both learning the game, so we're still being caught out by certain abilities, but being able to pull your Dominar into kind of 2 of my big fighters is good, but if you get initiative, that Ogre Breacher could start romping forward.
He could indeed.
And the Dominar's not too shabby. If you give him a bit of a buff, he can soon wreck face as well.
Exactly.
So it's all to play for. Let's get stuck back in, and we'll see you with the turn 2 roll.
Right, so I'm rolling my initiative dice. Let's see what I get. So I have got a triple and 3 for initiative.
Okay, let's see what the Untamed Beast can get to rival that. And the Untamed Beast get a double and 4, so they take initiative, but now we'll spend some wild dice. Okay, so I'm going to spend my wild dice to make my double a triple. And then over to Ben. What are you going to do, mate?
Cool, so I am going to spend my dice to make 4, so that will mean that we're going to get a roll off.
We're tied for initiative, so we're going to roll off right now.
Okay, so this is the roll off.
Let's do it to see who goes first, turn 2.
What's 4?
You get a 4. And the Untamed Beast get a 3, so
yes.
the Iron Golems were wise, spending the wild dice into initiative. Going into turn 2, you get the first activation.
Let's do this. Cool, right, so my first activation, I am going to use my Dominar. He is going to smack your boss right in the chops.
I think you were wise going with him first as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Do it.
So he has got 3 attacks.
Yep.
So
Strength?
Attacks. He is strength 5.
Oh, so against my toughness 4, he needs 3s. This ain't a good combat for me.
Let's do this.
Hurt. Oh, just the one
Just
hit.
the one. So he has done 2 damage.
Okay.
And then for my second move, he is just going to disengage.
Probably the smart
Absolutely.
thing to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to go again with the first thing. And he is again going to triple his triple ability, the harpoon, to pull him in. So I'm going to hit you with a harpoon.
Why wouldn't he?
I know, right? He's definitely been an MVP of just, I think putting him with the lead has been quite tactical actually. Promise it was on purpose. And 2 dice with a strength of 4 against a toughness of 4, correct?
Yep, toughness
So
4.
4s. And he gets 1 hit, so that is 2 damage from the harpoon. And then that will of course pull him 6 inches back towards the first fang. Okay, so now the first fang is going to use his first actual action, and he's of course going to swing. So I've got 3 dice with a strength of 4, and your toughness is 4. Okay, so I need 4s. Ooh, and he gets a hit and a crit there, which is going to be 5 damage.
5 damage.
It is not looking good.
It's really not looking good for him.
What does that leave him on?
He has taken 14 wounds, so he's down to 6.
6. Could the first fang single-handedly wrap this up with his second attack? Needed 4s. Oh! He gets a hit and a crit, which is 5 damage.
That is terrible.
And it leaves him on 1 wound. Oh, so he has. We've just checked. He's left the Dominar on 1 wound. But at this point, Ben's going to have to get his thinking hat on because my Heart Taker is going to go next. But before that, we're going to come back with the Iron Golems.
Okay, so this turn I am going to activate my Ogre. I need some magic to happen this turn to potentially try and save my leader. So he is going to try and attack your Planesrunner.
Absolutely.
I need to try and kill him in 1 turn here, so I need double 3s.
Double 3 because your strength is way higher than my toughness, and I have 8 health.
Indeed. So let's see if I can get this. Ooh,
Boom, he gets him.
He does it. So he is out of there. Now I am going to activate Living Battering Ram. So until the end of this fighter's activation, the next time this fighter finishes a move action within 1 inch of an enemy fighter, pick a visible enemy fighter within 1 inch of this fighter, allocate a number of damage points to the fighter equal to the value of this ability. So this ability is 6. So he is going to move up. So he has finished his move within 1 inch of your leader, so he's going to allocate 6 damage to him.
Ouch, I just got an ogre to the face.
Straight to the face.
And with that, is he done?
He is done.
Okay, let's come back with a very obvious activation, I think. Okay, so I think it's pretty obvious. My Heart Eater is going to go here, and he's going to try and finish the job. What wounds have we got left on the Dominar?
He's only got a single wound.
He's on a
left.
single wound. Okay, so I'm going to spend my first action to attack.
Yeah. How many dice are you rolling?
4.
And what's his strength?
Strength 4.
Toughness 4.
Okay, so we're needing 4s. Ah, of course, but because of the twist, we did forget this. His strength goes up by 1, so he needs 3s.
Ooh, it's not looking good for the Dominar.
I have been known to roll this badly before. 3s. And with a hit and a crit, the Heart Eater eats the heart of the Dominar and takes him down.
He is out.
And that is game. Handshake, as always. And we'll come back and chat about the game.
Wow. What a game. Really didn't go my way. It didn't go the way I quite envisioned it either. But towards the end there, you know, I was kind of trying to pull off all the stops just to try and save my my main man, my leader.
Of course.
It was a bit in vain. Down to that last wound in that turn. I didn't hold out much hope for him. How'd it go for you?
I have to admit, when I saw you immediately castle everything to one side of the board, I got a bit worried, and I realised you'd left this third. They were going to be redundant, or at least met off by the signifier. But then, and again in learning, I did only notice it while playing. It wasn't a planned strategy. I noticed with the harpoon ability, and having the triples to pull him in was great. I think I got very lucky with the first Fang's attacks. Actually, he hit really well, getting the crits on the attacks and stuff. So we got a bit of damage on, and then of course you had to go first turn 2, but only with the disengage, pulling you back in.
Yeah,
of course
absolutely.
We managed to finish the goal.
It was an absolute right thing to do.
It was, and I think the first Fang has to be the MVP. I think he did most of the damage to your leader. Didn't get a killing blow. Quite fitting. We ended up leader to leader, but I think the prize for today definitely goes to the first.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to using these guys now. I want to use that ability.
And do you know what as well? It's things like that that just show how brutal, how quick, how fast this game can be, which is one of the things I actually love.
I'm also not thinking, because obviously that was really fitting for this for this scenario, but I'm thinking in other scenarios as well. For pulling people out of position and things like that.
Huge.
I think that could be a really valuable one. So that's an ability that I will definitely be keeping an eye out for.
In most scenarios where effectively you're going to control zones, I think it's huge. And even I was thinking about it late game after turn 4, and a lot of the scenarios do say that when you're within 4 of the edge, after the 4th round you die.
Yeah.
Imagine if he used his first action to move within 4 of the edge, pulled something that had activated out, and then just moved back in. Like, it's kind of an auto kill.
It's amazing.
I reckon he could get a lot of work done. I think he's very cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, my Ogre, I'm going to say, is probably my MVP.
He's a beast, isn't he?
That living battering ram, although it was a little bit too late, I think that was really a kind of a valiant move from
very
him.
Much
if,
so.
If Chaos are kind of capable of that.
Yep.
But I think that was a very much a last ditch attempt. But that living battering ram rule is great.
One thing we have seen as well, when the Ogre starts in combat and gets to swing twice, especially with onslaught, like 6 dice hitting on 3s, he could have killed my leader in 1 turn.
And especially if you can use a double to add that extra attack as well, he's quite deadly.
And I think this game as well, it's really showed how the abilities and stuff can really add another level of flavour and depth to the game.
Definitely.
Cool.
Definitely.
Well, I really enjoyed that one, mate. Thank you.
I
think we get stuck into recording some more Warcry games. But as always, I've been Top Table Jay.
And I've been Top Table Ben.
And we'll see you in the next video.
See you later, guys.